Welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Scoop Coaches Show. Joining me is Ted Crash Hammond in full mid-season form of the
Combat
football
regalia,
gridiron
baby.
season.
Yep, I'm ready for pros, I'm ready for college. High school's already started. It's just a great time of the year.
Well, let's start with our area football teams like we always do, Teddy.
Okay, buddy.
And this week, let's open with the JWP Bulldogs. They dropped another close one. They've lost two games that they've been in right till the end. They lost 24-19 to USC on Friday night, dropping Joey Joyce's crew to 1-2 for the year. I guess their big concern yet is still that defense, Teddy. They've allowed 90 points in the 3 games.
Yeah.
That's something that's got to get better.
But the offense has been carrying them too, so if we wanted 2 more touchdowns, they could probably be sitting there 2-1, 3-0. But we coulda, woulda, shoulda. What do they say about that?
Yeah. Again, Tommy Gannon had another 100-yard rushing night. He's had 3 straight for them.
Tommy Gunn, and then Ryan Eustace comes right behind him.
Yep, had 89 yards and a couple scores.
They got the 1-2 punch. Now, like you said, they got to start punching back on defense.
Friday night, they'll be at home again. JWP will host Blooming Prairie.
Whoa.
And little uncharacteristic, Blooming Prairie has lost one this year, and they aren't lighting up the board like they have in past years.
The air attack seems to have lost some of the air out of it.
Yep,
So we'll
they
see
only
that.
scored 24 Friday, which is low for them. Friday night, Blooming Prairie at JWP.
Now the Blossoms. Never mind.
The Blossoms.
Yeah, I know. I love that nickname.
WEM and NRHEG squared off Friday night in Waterville, and I guess it was a tremendous defensive battle. WEM scored midway through the final quarter, hung on for a 13-7 win. I understand, Teddy, right after that score, NRHG went all the way down the field, got inside the Waterville 10, and then got nailed with a chop block call that set them back, and they couldn't overcome that. Lost 13-7. Must have been tremendous defense because I see NRHEG only had about 30 yards on the ground in like 33 carries.
Good Lord.
And Waterville did not have 100 yards rushing. So, boy, those two teams, they get along well off the field, but they don't like each other when they play.
It's hard to win in Waterville.
Very hard. Yeah.
A unique field in itself.
Yep. WEM, they are now 3-0. John Bakken's crew, they have allowed just 21 points in the 3 games. So 1 touchdown a game they're giving up. They're going to win a lot of games doing that. Friday night, they will travel to LeSueur, team that is just 1-2 for the year, and the Bucks will be heavily favored in that one as well.
LeSueur is not real good this year. No offense.
NRHEG, that was their first loss in 3 games. They're 2-1. They, Friday night, will be at home as well, and they could get healthy too. They host GFW, the Thunderbirds, and they are winless in their first 3 games.
Go, Air Grant.
Yeah, I don't know. Air just doesn't quite seem to catch our hints that you got to put her up 35 times a game, Air.
He's working on twins. He's not worried about that. Okay?
Yeah, well, maybe after that vaunted Panther rushing attack, Big John Schultz's crew got held to 30-some yards. Maybe he'll see the light, huh?
I don't know. I'm seeing the lights right now.
The Waseca Blue Jays got back on the winning trap after falling hard to Marshall the previous week. The Jays traveled to St. Peter. The Saints came in 2-0 on the year, and Waseca thrashed them 51-17. I thought, I don't know if this is official, but the unofficial stats had 3 Blue Jay rushers with over 100 yards.
That's what I saw.
In that game.
Led by?
Nick had 165. Jack Milbert only carried like 9 times and had around 120. And I think Hank Hagan went, according to my stats, had like 105 right toward the end. He got a carry or 2 that put him over the mark. And
all on bulldozer runs.
Yeah, straight up the middle. That's all he goes. Very impressed with the Blue Jay offensive line, as I mentioned to Don. You certainly can see the difference when you play Marshall or when you play St. Peter, because our offensive line was dominant against St. Peter, and we couldn't move anybody against Marshall.
I'm thinking that we need to come up with a name for the offensive line. Yeah. A nickname that like the Hogs used to have from Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
So any of you viewers out there, which ones we got, If you call me up at home, my
All
number's
4 of you.
Yep, my number's in the phone book. You come up with a name for the Blue Jay offensive line.
Teddy's going to give you his helmet.
Now I'll give you a turnover. One of my famous Ted's turnovers.
Yes, there you go.
And all I got to do is just call my house. You got the best name, and I'll be the judge because I'm pretty good at it. And I'll make sure I'll deliver it right to your house. So there you go. We got a little something out there for you, a little tidbit to bite on. Here we go.
Much improved Nick Dufault in the Jays passing attack
Yes,
Friday as well.
yes.
I think he was 5 for 7.
And Richie Volkmer had a nice touchdown pass reception. Yeah, we need that. We got to get to open up. Obviously, Marshall shuts down your run game. You got a little trouble moving the ball. So we need to come up with a passing attack.
Well, Marshall so far, Ted, has not given up a point in 3 games.
And that was, well, I'll give you a little hint, okay? We went there on Monday for the C squad and B squad, and he was at Jefferson Lee in the hallway. Didn't practice on Monday because he had a big ice bag on his hip, hurt his hip against us. So, hey, we beat him up a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, how did our B and C do it, Marshall?
We're not talking about that.
Well, we have to.
Okay, the C squad won big. We put up 4
Way to
touchdowns.
go, Teddy.
But a name you might be familiar with, Bo Milbrett scored 4 touchdowns, and then we had some good quarterback play. Defense looked really solid. We gave up 1 big touchdown pass right after they took over with the wind behind their back. We were saying, like, safeties stay back. The wind's going to carry the ball, and safeties came up, thought they could make the interception as they watched it go by for a touchdown. So freshman level, but we pounded them real well. And the B squad was just behind 8-6 in the 4th quarter. And last year they got beat by like 55-0. So but Jefferson Lee was on that team.
Yeah.
So the B squad, then we gave up pick 6, and then Marshall went on to win it. But all in all, it was a great trip because we didn't have anybody throw up on the bus on the way home. So
That's good.
That was the best thing about the
Yeah,
trip. Yep.
you bet. So your C squad 2-0.
Yep.
B squad 1-1.
Yep.
Very good.
And we could play St. Peter. We both play St. Peter on Tuesday, day after Labor Day.
Okay.
So we hope to come up with a sweep on them.
Friday, the Jays will be at home for just their 2nd home game. Belle Plaine comes to town. Belle Plaine comes to town 3-0, Teddy.
Yes, they
and
are.
they have outscored their foes 118-37 so far.
And apparently they whooped up on us in the 7-on-7 passing over the summer.
Okay.
And they just don't have any respect for us at all. So we're using that for some incentive this week. And I remember Belle Plaine went over there, and we ended up going to state because we beat them over there in their field.
Yep, that's right. So that should be a good one for fans to come out Friday and see the Blue Jays in Belle Plaine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Teddy, I did put down some notes today just because we're getting so many things. Even this photographic mind cannot
Well, we don't have
remember it all.
Andy here either
to
to back us up on our mistakes.
Well, quickly we'll look at the volleyball teams in the area, and of course, the top one right off the bat is WEM. They've won 20 games or more the last 2 years, and they have a lot of people back this year. I think the Kendall twins are back, and Katie Mossberg. They're loaded again this year.
Got a Harmon girl.
Yep.
Yep.
They beat Triton and Blooming Prairie 3 games to nothing in both games this week. Tuesday, they host Jordan.
Okay.
NRHEG are 2-1 to start the year. They defeated Nicollet 3 games to 1, and then they ran into a good Kenyon team. Kenyon's always very good in volleyball, and Kenyon beat NRHEG 3 games to 1. The Panthers, as we mentioned, 2-1 for the year. Thursday, they will travel to Maple River. JWP 1-1 to start the season, Teddy. They lost their opener, and then they blanked USC last week, 3 games to 0.
Give Miss Conlon her first victory as a coach.
Yep. Tuesday, St. Clair, good little rivalry. St. Clair and Janesville will be in Janesville for a game. And the Blue Jays are still looking for that first volleyball win for their new coach. They're 0-2. They lost to Rochester Lords last week, 3 games to 0. And Tuesday, they will host Triton, the team that Waterville has already beaten. So maybe the Jays can get in that win column.
Triton Cobras.
Right.
I love the way they strike, just like that. Okay.
Cross country. Gary Meyer's crew finally got into action. They ran in the big 29-team St. Olaf Invite. The Waseca boys finished 8th out of 29 teams and leading the way. Young Cold Strike finished 6th amongst a bevy of runners.
I like that.
Tevy?
Bevy. Tevy, Bevy, okay. Chevy.
And the girls finished 6th out of 29 teams, and they were led by Courtney Kulseth and Abby Dufault. We're both in the top 15, I think. So Gary won't shy away from anybody. They'll get in the big meets, and He has to this year because when they go to that section now with Waseca and the likes of that, instead of where they've dominated the last 3 or 4 years, it's going to be quite a test this year.
But it's fun to watch those runners improve.
Yeah.
How he just has a magic touch.
Yes,
where he starts them out here and he says, okay, here's what we're going to do. And then that chocolate milk. He swears by chocolate milk. So we'll see how that works out this year.
I'm not quite sure how he does it, but somehow he makes running fun.
Yeah, I don't either. He's never done it for me in 38 years.
I have not seen any results for NRHEG cross-country teams yet. WEM/JWP, they ran in a 6-team Loyola meet, I believe Thursday or Tuesday, sometime last week.
Let me guess. Tierney.
No, Tierney was not mentioned. So
What?
I don't know if Tierney
Lord.
sat out that meet. The boys were 6th out of 6. The girls were 4th out of 6.
Oh, man.
And Tierney was not the top.
She didn't graduate, I know that.
No,
Okay.
she's run this year, but I wonder,
Oh,
if
man.
she's either injured or sat that one out.
Okay.
Soccer teams for the Jays. The boys are off to a 2-1 start. They defeated New Prague 3-1, and then they lost to Worthington 2-0. So starting 2-1 for the Jays. The Tuesday they will be at New Ulm.
Okay, you gave one win, you gave one loss. What was the other win?
I don't know.
It was Red Wing, 3-0.
Okay.
I was just firing.
That was the week before. I only give results
No, it was
from
yesterday.
the previous week.
It was yesterday.
Well, then they're 3-1
Okay, there you go.
because I didn't get results from yesterday.
Okay, well, I just happened to see they had a shutout of Red Wing 3-0.
Okay. Girls are off to a 1-3 start, and they're losing all close ones. I think all 3 losses have been 1 goal. They lost to New Prague earlier in the week, 1-0, and then they got healthy.
And then?
Beat Worthington 11-0 in soccer. That would be like 68-6 in football.
That'd be a thrashing.
Man, oh man. Tuesday they have New Ulm coming to town. And finally, Kyle Collins and his tennis crew, they're 3-1 to start the year. They defeated Redwood Valley 7-0 and USC 6-1 last week. Thursday they have Fairmont coming to town. So pretty good starts for the Jays athletic seasons and the area teams.
There you go, baby. That wraps up all the local scenes?
That's the local. Teddy,
Okay,
now we
right.
get to the big time, which you always like.
Well, I'll let you start off.
Okay. MSU UMD.
Whoa.
Great number 1 game Thursday. MSU was the top ranked small college team and UMD was 3rd. UMD held a 17-3 lead at the half.
That's when I shut it off.
Yeah, Don White said he went over and watched the first half and then left.
Oh, well, I was going to bowling down in New Richland. Trappers Lanes, started bowling already with the big season, big circuits going on down there. And when I got there, it was 17-3 at halftime, and I thought, oh, geez.
Yeah.
And UMD is just kicking them. Come back out after we get done bowling, they'd won. Come back.
2017 MSU victory. That great way to start their season.
And they still are doing the dual quarterback,
Yep,
right?
yep. The second stringer came in and provided the spark.
Yep. I think they both rushed over 100 yards,
Yep.
if I remember right.
Yep.
Okay.
The Gusties got their season underway yesterday, Teddy, and
Hey.
all they did is beat Crown College 56-13.
He is pounding
So-
them, baby. They is pounding on them.
And
Yeah.
I had seen earlier that former NRHEG Sammy Lundberg had moved up to number 2 on the depth chart,
And guess
he
what?
got in yesterday and scored a touchdown.
Yes, he did.
Congratulations, Sambo. He's stuck with the program, and now hopefully he gets a little playing time.
Yep. That's a great deal.
Gophers, TCU, Thursday night. Great season opener. TCU 2nd ranked in the nation, Teddy.
Well, something not right there.
Gophers high expectations. TCU ends up winning by a touchdown.
I'm thinking TCU is a little overrated, and I think the Gophers are underrated because TCU is not the number 2 in the nation. There's just no way, unless they're really going to improve.
Yeah, they might.
But Boykin, I like that name, Boykin.
Yep.
But he didn't do that much until maybe second half. But obviously the Gophers need a passing attack.
I just have trouble seeing Leidner being a great passer.
He can sure run.
Yep.
Comes through the line, but he's too sporadic.
They will play Colorado State on the road Saturday, and I think Colorado State had like 10 wins last year, so it's not a automatic patsy.
Not like the old days.
Green Bay thrashed New Orleans with your number 2 or 3 quarterback Huntley from
Yep.
UCLA throwing 4 TDs.
Yep. Aaron didn't play at all. That's why I didn't wear my shirt today.
The pack open up next Sunday. Regular season starts. The hated rivalry of the Bears right off the bat.
See how the Bears do. They keep talking about what Kyle Orton's supposed to be the big guy but he never produces. So how long are you going to go with him?
The Vikes suffered their first preseason loss ever in 2 years under Mike Zimmer. Lost to Tennessee. They will wait till a week from tomorrow. Monday Night Football, the late game against San Francisco.
Okay, I need some clarification. Right?
Okay.
Adrian Peters, one of the top running backs in the NFL. Sat out last year mostly, except first game. Why doesn't he ever touch the ball in preseason? Wouldn't you think you'd want to have a little contact with another team before you go in the regular season?
I would, but evidently
I don't understand it.
No, I don't either.
I mean, he could blow out his knee in the first game and be done because he had a contact during the regular preseason. So it always amazes me. And they're sitting on the sidelines, smiling, having a good time. And thinking, get out there and earn your money.
Well, I've always been the philosophy, you can get hurt anytime in football.
Walking the street.
I would always, even if, like some of the teams, stick your quarterback in for 2 series or 1 series. Just get them a little action and then get them out.
But none in any of the games. Jeez.
They didn't even dress about 3 of them.
Yeah. Wait, talking about injuries, I got to go back to Blue Jay injury. We lost Noah Lundy, dislocated his shoulder against St. Peter on Friday night, and that wasn't good. Poor kid.
Was he the one down at the end?
Yep.
Well, I had the binocs out, but there were so many people around him, and he was flat in his back, I could never get the number.
We had some really good athletic trainers there, and then Ryan Buckley came out of the stands, and so he had excellent care, but you hate to see a dislocated anything.
Well, we saw him stand up and then almost fell back down.
He fainted twice.
Okay.
He was not in good shape. And then another thing, for those of you out here, I got a scoop.
Okay, good.
They might be the first female kicker for Waseca High School in the history since I've been here. And we're having trouble with our kickoffs and our place kicking. We're okay with punting. Eric Moss doing okay there. But so we got a young lady who came out and tried out. Actually, she and her sister, twin sister, we got the Karsten twins. And Emily Karsten she suited up on Friday night. She was on the sidelines and she booted balls before the game and had no trouble with extra points and about 30, 35-yard field goals. So we might try to get her in a freshman or B squad game just to give her some live experience. But we might, Friday night, folks, you come to that Bell Plain game, you might see a girl kicker on the field.
Well, the one thing I was going to tell you, with those, were those planned pooch kicks or
no?
Is that okay?
Well, the one that kicked off the second half was not planned. Okay. Other than that, for those who didn't see the game, they returned right after we scored 8-0. They turned the kickoff like 73 yards for a touchdown right up the middle. So we decided not to kick to him again. And then they're supposed to be kick it in the midline. Like St. Peter definitely picked out a guy on our team, and with one right after him, they recovered one onside kick. So the kicking game is really important. Well, we just don't have anybody who can boom it down there past the 30-yard line.
Don and I's comment were, if you're going to pooch kick it every time, it's really not a good idea to pooch a line drive to a guy right in the air. Make it hit the ground or do something.
Probably not. I'm not the varsity practice. I don't think they teach it that way.
So one of the Karstens might be on the field, huh?
She will be on the field. It's just a
Okay.
matter if she kicks or not. She was there on Friday night, so and she looks tough in a football uniform. It's kind of unique that we do that.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, why weren't they out for soccer or something?
Yeah.
She got a leg. We'll see what happens.
All right. Minnesota Twins, hanging in there, even with Mike Pelfrey.
I was debating whether to go with the Badger shirt or the Twin shirt.
I suppose you were pretty giddy that he lasted 4 innings his last start.
Okay, rub it back. I could take it. I got the helmet on. But did you see it last night?
Yes.
Holy cow! I didn't know that Perkins was that bad off.
Well,
I just thought
no one did. I don't think.
Yeah. They say he's not even with the team. He's back spasms. They might not be back the rest of the season. Well, thank God for Kevin Jepson. Mm-hmm. Even though last night he looked a little like Joe Nathan out there.
Yeah.
But hey, Rosario, where are the big guys? We're a Mauer. Where Dozier's maybe you got the winning run, but at the same
That's
time,
what makes this even more amazing.
It
that
is.
They're doing it, and none of the big names are doing a thing right now. I mean, Dozier had a great first half of the season, but he's barely over 200 the second half, and Mauer's just been
well, it was fun last night.
brutal all year.
Was watching that outfield, the ground they can cover.
Yeah.
Holy cow, Rosario, and then Buxton makes the game-saving catch at the end there. he can just fly.
Yep.
Turns a single into a double. They got their first run. They're fun to watch. Whether they stay in contention or not, they're fun to watch.
Yeah. Finally, Teddy, my last
oh, geez.
My last note today is...
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's your last show.
If you saw some of the cuts yesterday in the NFL,
oh,
gone
shit.
Matt Castle, gone Christian Ponder, both cut from their teams.
Gone Tim
Tebow.
Yep, I feel sorry for that guy.
Yeah,
he put in all that time,
and he had a good preseason.
Yeah,
he actually did.
Yes.
And then they traded Barkley, which made you think, all right, Tebow made it.
He's got it. Unfortunately, well, what they're looking at is they're thinking they're going to get Matt Flynn back. Apparently, was he with them, Philadelphia? I don't remember. The old Packer that threw the 6 touchdowns and signed a big contract.
It's the only place he was any good. The Packers.
But apparently, they're eligible to sign him without some guaranteed contract or something. I don't know how it works with that stuff with that red tape and everything.
Yep.
But that's what they're holding out for, I think. So, what the heck?
Well, Ponder, I mean, the only talk you heard was he's a second-string quarterback, and they paid him $1.5 million to sign. And Castle, he was our starter, and
my arm's still good
out there. He can't make Buffalo.
Hey, all you GMs out there, my arm's still in great shape. Okay. I got a song for you today.
Okay. That's, Jeannie, that you're kind of new to this production business.
We've added a little more.
Teddy's added music this year, so you might want to cover your ears.
We're more of a variety show now than a sport show. Okay. This has to do with Sano, okay? I mean, there's another guy. He either strikes out or hits home run, right? So I was just thinking of the song with the Beals, okay? It goes like this. Miguel, he's swell. What a twin that hits the ball so well. My Miguel. What do you think? What was the song?
Yeah, the song was good. We got to work on it.
Okay, what was the song? I just adapted it to it. Okay. Michelle, my belle. Okay, geez, you didn't even know that.
Yeah, I did, but I was so dazzled by your voice, I just lose all consciousness.
And that's one of those pitch pipes. You're supposed to be on key.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeannie, you got a piano? No. Okay, because I might need a key next time. Okay.
Remember, folks, Friday night, Blooming Prairie at JWP.
Blossoms.
WEM at Le Sueur.
Yo.
GFW, the Thunderbirds at NRHEG.
Yo.
And Belle Plaine comes to Waseca. Get out and watch some high school football. The weather's supposed to cool down. It's going to be like football weather on Friday.
Finally, to get rid of that hot heat and humidity and rain. I want to say a hats off, okay, to Lincoln Torres. Those of you who don't know Lincoln, he's a legend around the football team. He went out and sold 78 boxes of cookies when we were out there. I know it. And Lincoln, he won like $250 and all these everything because
took over for the Bear.
Yep.
Huh?
And he said he's watching on TV, and I said I'll say hi to you, Lincoln, when next
there
time.
You go.
And
Way to go, Lincoln.
This is for you, buddy. Okay.
That'll do it for this week's show. Thanks to the producers, Gene and Hudson Anderson. Thanks to my right-hand man, Teddy Theodore Crash Hammond.
You bet, baby.
And thanks to you for watching. We'll see you all next week.
There we go, baby. Got another show under the bell.